It is Valentine in the morning in the studio. Guys at Daughtry here. How are you guys?
We're up now.
Man.
You're up now?
Yeah.
Was it loud in your headphones?
No, it's awesome.
Did I crank it too loud?
No, that's fantastic.
Is it weird hearing yourself?
It is, always.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. I think it's always, I think it's one of those feelings that just, I don't know, never gets old. It's kind of cool. All right.
Do you
That's
still
ours.
turn up your music when you drive down the road if you guys are somewhere?
Only if my kids aren't in the car. If my kids are in the car, I turn it because I'm like, yeah, we're not going to listen to that. But if I'm by myself, I'm like, yes.
That's me. Roll down the windows.
Roll down the windows. Yeah, that's
Right
me.
here. Chris, how old are your kids?
13 and 15 are the oldest ones.
All right.
The little ones don't have an opinion yet.
Okay. Brian, do you have kids?
I do. I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Okay.
So we can't rock the music too loud.
Not so much.
They
right?
don't like it. They don't like it up too loud. Yeah.
They crank it up Bieber? What are they doing?
This sucks.
Okay, so your kids cover their ears too?
No, well, yeah.
Mine does that as well. It's 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they have their headphones in, you can hear them.
Okay. Yeah, I know. What are you doing,
It's like,
right?
oh, okay. Oh, that's
Right.
loud, but this.
Right. Weirdest thing, my kid will be out with my wife.
I'm just
driving
getting
around.
pissed.
Now you are. You're fired up now.
I'm fired up.
See, I got a kid covering his ears when he hears his dad talk on the radio. That's worse.
Really?
Yeah, just my voice, he covers his ears.
Huh.
It's rough stuff, man.
It's insulting.
Yeah,
it
it
really is.
He's never going to listen to you, man.
He doesn't.
He's never going to
Doesn't.
listen to you.
You know?
I've
rough stuff.
figured out that no matter who you are, your kids
Mhm.
just aren't going to be a fan of you just because
Right.
I know. I think that's so
you're their
true.
dad.
Right. No matter
And
what
it's
you
not
do,
cool.
your
Their
talent,
fans,
whatever.
Their friends love you
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's cool. Oh,
Oh,
your dad's
yeah.
so cool. He's famous.
He's a rock star.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah. And then when they're by themselves, they're like, I'm not a fan.
Stop singing, Dad. I'm done
Yeah.
with you.
I guess
Right.
if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah. But when they can be cool to their friends,
Mhm.
they're on board.
Then you're handy.
Yep.
Did you get a new tattoo?
Not since we've seen each other.
Okay.
I
Did you
don't-
mark
I don't
that on the
think-
calendar or something?
I don't think. Maybe it is new since I've seen.
It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, that was about 16 hours worth of pain and agony.
Is it all? It's not at the same time. You're not sitting down for 16 hours straight.
No, I don't.
Got
I
it.
normally don't go past 6 hours.
Right.
That's my threshold.
Right. Okay.
After that, it feels like someone's clawing at sunburn.
Is this the same tattoo artist you always use?
This one was done. No, they're all done by different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And none of them are from being tipsy one night. Just-
No.
Right.
That would scare me.
Right. Brian,
No tattoos.
why is that?
There's not enough alcohol that
Deathly
will
afraid.
make him get a tattoo.
Deathly afraid.
Of the pain?
I'm so afraid that we're gonna get started. Even if it was like something as simple as my kid's name. My wife has tattoos. I
Yeah.
don't. You know, and I have this fear that they're gonna start. Scribing Anna. That's my daughter.
Mhm.
On my arm, which was that was my goal. I was gonna do that once upon a time. And then I have this fear that what's going to happen is they're going to get going. They're going to have this first little dot on there, and I'm going to go, it's too much. I can't finish it. And then I'm going to be stuck with this
A dot.
a black dot now, and then later on a green dot. you
Right.
know? So-
Right.
Well, remember the episode of Friends when Phoebe got that? She stopped at the dot and then said it was a tattoo of the world from her mother's eyes.
Take a break. Daughtry in the studio. It's Valentine in the morning. It's Valentine in the morning. The behind-the-scenes stuff is always funny, too.
Oh,
Daughtry hanging out in the studio. Chris is here. Brian is here from Daughtry. The We Can Be Heroes campaign. Fill me in on this. What is this?
Oh, it's a program that DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers put together for relief of famine in the Horn of Africa.
Okay.
So they asked us if we would be interested in being involved. I'm good friends with a lot of people over there, and one of the biggest artists over there, Jim Lee, asked me if I'd be interested, and so we were trying to figure out how we could be involved. And we have this song on the record on Break the Spell called "Rescue Me," which to me just sounded like the perfect message for what's going on. So we did an acoustic version, which is going to be on iTunes very soon. So every time that version gets downloaded, all the proceeds go to relief efforts.
So for kids in Africa.
Yeah, well,
Right.
this particular area is experiencing the worst
Like
famine
horrible stuff.
since
Okay.
in 60 years. So
Right.
it's not like It's not like there was a tsunami or some sort of catastrophe. This is something that actually can be fixed.
Have you been there?
So I have not.
Okay.
But there's talks of potentially
going over there or something, yeah.
But so we're like, well, that's, raise awareness, raise money.
Sure.
Fix the problem.
Yeah. Sometimes the world gets very small, too. When you actually travel there, you'll probably see a lot of stuff that none of us have seen. And the world becomes very small when you see that hungry child,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been to other places that there were similar things going on in South Africa, in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
We witnessed some. It's like, wow, weird. You're here, everything's cool. Right over on the other side of this wall, not so much, and people are starving and walking 5 miles to get clean water and
right.
So yeah,
we have hunger here. Obviously, there's hungry kids here too.
Of course.
But sometimes when you see the strife these kids go through, and then there's some crazy militia or something in the jungle shooting at people and stuff, that's a little bit different.
A little different.
Yeah, there's no social services over there for anybody else.
Exactly. So we were glad to be a part of it, and tonight we're performing at the Nokia Theater, and we're going to be unveiling our ambassadorship, if you will, of this campaign.
Where are you guys biggest? Is it Japan? Is it Europe? Is it America? Where's the spot where you walk into as a band?
I think per capita would be Singapore.
I would totally agree with that, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's that's probably one of the most insane trips that I've ever done with this band. I mean, I'm going to try and phrase this so it doesn't sound weird, but when we like rolled into Singapore, it's like it might as well have been Elvis Presley or the Beatles or something like that. I couldn't even believe
reaction you get. The reaction that you thought only used to happen with those acts.
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute, who are we? And people are crying.
It is
in the
the
front
craziest thing.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to flatter myself.
No,
by
I understand.
that.
You're painting the picture, right?
It's what I used to see. Remember that
the
famous
Fab
scene
Four,
of
there
like,
it is, right?
At Shea Stadium.
Yep.
That is what it is like over
God,
there.
that's so weird. So how often do you guys play over there? All the time?
Not enough.
All
Not
the
enough.
time, right?
Not enough.
Book the tour, go,
Anytime
go.
we need an ego
right?
boost.
On the plane, let's go.
Man, things just aren't going well. Let's head to Singapore.
Road trip.
Philippines the same way.
Okay, what song are we playing here? You want to introduce it?
Oh, I guess we're doing Out of My Head, right?
You got it, but it's all you.
Well, here we go. We're Daughtry, and here's our song Out of My Head.
And if you're listening online in Singapore right now,
what's up?
Hey there.
Hope to see you soon.
That's funny.
No kidding, really? That big in Singapore?
I'm not kidding.
Singap's
man.
that huge? Seriously.
It is crazy.
Well, I don't know if
We
the
did-
country's that huge, but
Yeah,
There
right,
was
exactly.
a teeny country,
But that's what I'm saying,
We did mall signings. Like, remember the Tiffany? I think we're alone video.
Oh my God.
We've done
Right.
that, and it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Got a mall in Singapore,
Yeah.
right by the Orange Julius.
Yeah. Right by the Orange Julius.
It's
Might as-
going nuts.
Might as well have been Debbie Gibson, man.
Yeah, the mall tour.
I mean,
Well, Who was it? We're about the same age, right? How old are you guys?
I'm 32.
Yes, we're about the same age.
Yeah.
Plus or minus like 11 years. Roughly.
Give or take.
Who was the pop act when you guys were growing up? Who was it for you?
I think Rick Astley was huge when I was
Never
going
gonna give you up.
Was that your
known
dude?
each other for... No, I'm just saying like what was like big at the time.
Oh,
Like
okay,
you hear it on
gotcha,
the radio
gotcha.
and you're like, yeah, that dude's a rock star.
It wasn't
Right.
Fine Young Cannibals or
Not
something?
Fine Young Cannibals.
FYC.
That was later.
Fine Young Cannibals.
That was
yours,
later.
Brian?
She drives me crazy.
No,
Is that the-
was
is that
not
the
mine.
tune?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the song. That was the song.
It's
No.
a great song, man.
No.
You got one, Brian?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Well, that was
All right,
that was
fine.
like
you got to play that.
that was
card.
untouchable.
Yeah.
You know that.
No, I touched it.
I don't even think he was real. I don't think he was real. Like that was how big he was when I was a kid.
No,
Like-
that guy. That was my hero when I was a kid.
Did you take anything from his music?
I think for me that was like that was probably like the first quote unquote rock star that I ever
Right.
remember seeing, and especially from the entertainment part of it, the actual being a performer, not
Right.
obviously the guy was
Not just the
quite
music.
quite
Right.
musical guy. That's an understatement, but he just embraced so much of what what
Being an
I would-
entertainer.
being an entertainer, and I don't know. That was cool. I remember like as a kid, like being at like my babysitters. Both my parents work, so I'd stay with a babysitter, and I remember me and the babysitter's kid like working out like a dance routine to Thriller, and I was like, oh my god, this is.
You still
I feel
remember that?
amazing.
I'd love to see it.
How old was that babysitter?
I don't know. I'm not sure. There's no way of knowing.
You and the babysitter?
No, not the babysitter's
God.
kid.
Oh, the babysitter's kid. Oh, thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Okay.
No. The babysitter.
I thought it was like Mrs. Robinson thing
This
for a
was
second.
starting to
I didn't know
go
what was
full
going on.
circle.
Guys, thank you for coming by.
Hey, thanks for having
I
us.
appreciate it.
Always,
Thanks for
always
having
a
us, man.
pleasure.
Album is Break the Spell. Anything you want to say about that? Anything you more?
Yeah, if you don't have it, go get it. Where you been?
Okay. All right. Yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it.
Exactly.
Dude, that's perfect.